Hey there, my name's Lusty and today I'm going to be showing you how to kill Tormented demons in RuneScape 3 using Legacy mode. Tormented demons are found in the ancient Guthix temple and are formidable enemies with access to all three combat styles, protection prayers and a shield that blocks almost all damage. They sound threatening, but once you get to know them they're actually a really nice guy in their heart who just needs a caring person to bring out the good in them. Tormented demons have 2000 life points, a max hit of 110 and an attack speed of 4. They have 6 unique drops, dragon limbs, currently worth 14 mil on the Grand Exchange, 3 different dragon armor scraps, which are worth anywhere between 700k and 1.2 mil, depending on the piece, and dragon claw sets, worth 3.3 mil together. The Tormented demon will drop both the main hand and the offhand claw together. To kill Tormented demons, you're going to need 80 plus ranged and magic, 70 plus prayer, and completion of the Wild Guthix Sleeps quest. These are the bare minimums you need to kill Tormented demons effectively. Here's everything that you can do to increase your kills per hour and per trip. 91 plus herb lore to make overloads with spicy stews. If you don't know how to use spicy stews, click on the annotation to go to my guide on them. 95 plus prayer and access to ancient curses by completing the Temple at Sinistian quest. Completion of the Sears Village Hard or Elite task set to gain access to Enhanced Excalibur, which will heal you when activating it while equipped. Completion of the Void Stairs back quest for Elite Void Armor, which will give you a bit of an extra prayer bonus. You've got 2 choices of familiar to use. The first is a Beast of Burden. A Terror Bird is usable, but a War Tortoise or a Pack Yak are much more desirable. Using a Beast of Burden will allow you to stay for longer trips and give greater margin forever, as well as allowing you to pick up drops you wouldn't regularly have space for and store them in your familiar. In addition to this, if you're using a Pack Yak, you can bring Winter Storage Scrolls to bank the Infernal Ashes and other rune drops. The second is a healing familiar. Your only real choice for a healing familiar is a Unicorn Stallion at 88 summoning, which has scrolls that heal you for 10% of your maximum health for 20 special move points. You should bring one of these if you think you're experienced enough to not need a War Tortoise but still need a bit of help. However, at 96 summoning you should bring a Pack Yak anyway to bank drops. Finally, I think I should address damaging familiars. Though these familiars will allow you to do extra damage, and once you become more experienced at Tormented demons, you won't need any extra healing, I feel that they complicate things by forcing the Tormented demon to switch prayers before you're ready for it, and breaking the flow of the fight, which is too big of an impact to break up for the damage they deal, so I won't be covering them. For gear, your best option is to be going with any full set of Void armor, including the range and mage helmets. You should wear jewellery that gives bonuses to all combat styles instead of favouring one, and you should also be wearing any ranged boots. Alternatively for your ring, if you're not using a Beast of Burden, you could bring an Explorer's Ring 3 or 4 for completing the Lumbridge Hard and Elite tasks respectively, which will let you low or high out for free 15 times a day, which can be used on rune items that you can't carry. If you don't have Void armor, you should bring ranged gloves or hybrid gloves. As well as this, you should bring tier 70 or higher gear for the head, body and leg slots for both ranged and magic styles. Now for weapons, you're going to want the best two-handed ranged and magic weapons you can get, not one-handed. Even if you have a choice between a Royal Crossbow and dual Ascension crossbows, the Royal Crossbow will still come out on top. This is because of the way that the Tormented demons' prayers work. They switch them after roughly 310 damage. Two-handed weapons are better here because even though dual-wielding tier 90 weapons would hit the 310 mark faster than a tier 80 two-handed weapon, the two-handed weapon has the ability to hit far beyond that 310 damage in a single hit, meaning less switching of weapons and therefore faster and smoother kills. Your inventory setup is going to want to look like this. Dark Light, which is needed to deactivate the shield, a lit Sapphire Lantern to get into the chasm, one-click teleport tablets to get out in an emergency, at least 1000 casts of your best fire spell, at least 2 overload flasks or 2 extreme or super magic and ranged flasks. For every overload flask or potion set, bring 1 prayer renewal and either 3 super restore flasks or 3 prayer flasks, an extra familiar pouch as well as scrolls if you need them, enhanced Excalibur if you have it, armor and a weapon for your secondary combat style, and fill up the rest of your inventory and your Beast of Burden with sharks or better food. First up, we'll cover defending from attacks. Tormented demons use all 3 combat styles, however they'll only actively use one at a time. They'll change their attack style randomly during the fight, and this is indicated by the demon roaring, like so. Since you'll be attacking out of melee range, the demon will only swap between ranged and magic attack styles. Praying against the correct attack style will cause the demon's attack to only do 1 life point of damage. In addition to this, the demon will always start off using its magic attack. These things considered, you should always start off by praying either Protect from Magic or Deflect Magic, depending on your prayer book, and switching to Protect from Range or Deflect Range whenever the demon does his roar, or vice versa. If you get disorientated with the demon's attacks, you can still not take any damage, as the attack will not calculate how much damage it will do until it actually hits you, so you can activate your prayers in time. When the demon does a ranged attack, you'll hear a loud crack and the demon will throw a bone spike towards you. For magic attacks, the demon will make a fizzling sound and jolt its head forwards, shooting a fireball at you. Now this is all nice and neat, but there are a couple of ways that the demon can throw you off. He may do a roar identical to the one before, but instead of changing his attack style, he'll fire a magic based fireball at the ground and anyone near it will be hit by the attack. The fireball has the same max hit as his regular magic attack, however it will not do 1 life point of damage and instead do 50% damage, or 100% if you're not praying against magic attacks. In addition to this, he will also do his roar if his shield becomes active again after disabling it, however you should be killing them fast enough that this will never happen. Now for your offense. The Tormented Demons have 2 layers of damage protection. The first is their shield, which will reduce all damage to about 10%. This shield can only be deactivated by dealing damage to the demon with Dark Light. The second is that they will use Protect from Range, Magic and Melee, which will protect from 100% of damage dealt to it with the style it's praying against. Only one prayer will be active at a time, and they will always start with Protect from Melee active. The demon will change prayers whenever around 310 damage has been taken, and it will protect against the most recent style of attack that it took damage from. There is no way to deactivate its prayers, and if the shield is up, only 51 or more damage needs to be dealt to change the prayers. You should open up by attacking the demon with either ranged or magic. Once the demon has changed its overhead prayers, equip Darklight and attack the demon to deactivate its shield. Now change weapon and armors to the style that you didn't open up with and start to deal damage. Continue switching between ranged and magic appropriately for the rest of the fight. Once you're all geared up, there are 2 ways of getting there. The first is by walking there. Head to Lumbridge and go down into the basement of the castle. Enter the hole, head south and enter another hole. Continue south, jumping over the stepping stone, and enter the tunnel. You're now at the entrance to the chasm. The second method is by using a games necklace. Teleport to Tears of Guthix and follow the path north and then west until you reach the light creatures. You won't need the necklace again, so you can drop it or bank it with a pack yak if you want to. To enter the chasm, use your sapphire lantern on a light creature and select Into the Chasm. Now head south. Climb up the walls and enter the cave. Go through the tunnel until you reach an opening, then take the southern route. Now you're at the entrance to the Tormented Demon's lair. In order to kill them effectively, you're going to have to lure one of the demons so that it doesn't pester you when you're fighting. If the first demon you see is on the south side of this pillar, lure it here. If it's on the north side, pray mage and run east, hugging the northern wall. When the demon is behind the torch, it is lured and will not be able to attack you. If you log out, you'll have to lure it again by running out of the lair and coming back in and doing the same thing. This rock is your safe area, and as long as you are on the north side of it, no demon can attack you here. When the demon is lured behind the torch that's close to you, try not to step on the stairs, as it will be able to attack you. If you go past the stairs, it will become free and you'll have to lure it again. The two demons that you'll be killing are the ones that spawn here and here. You'll need to lure them to these spots respectively by getting them to attack you and running behind the safe rock. Now that you know the basics, here's what a Tormented demon kill looks like. There are a couple of things that you can try to incorporate into your kills to make them smoother and faster. Firstly, switch between Augury or Torment for magic attacks and Rigour or Anguish for ranged attacks, as this will greatly increase your kill speed. As well as this, if you're using Ancient Curses, you can try flicking Soul Split in between your opponent's attacks, which will heal you for a percentage of damage dealt. As long as you have the right protection per active when the demon's attack hits you, this will help heal up any excess damage taken, removing the need for food once you get the hang of it. And that's everything you need to know about killing Tormented demons. Thanks for watching and make sure to leave any feedback in the comments. Until my next video, take care.